this point, kids, you have your tiny house frame shell cut out, folded, marked out as far as where you want your living room and bathroom and bedroom. You have your interior walls glued into place. You have your doors opening and closing where you want them to go. Alright, but the last thing you have to do is decide where you want the accents. Now, a lot of people are thinking, well, why didn't I just fold everything up and then put the furniture in? Well, you could do that, but putting the accents and the furniture in there is going to be very hard if this is already glued in place, okay? Because these are going to go flat on the floor, okay? So anyways, what you need to decide is, or if you've been told what you have to have in your tiny house to make it marketable, you have to cut out what you want. Now, each of these is set up so, like, this is the kitchen table, so it's KT. Over here you have the refrigerator, which is REF, the kitchen sink, KS, microwave, MW, and so forth and so on, okay? So what you'd want to do is you'd want to cut each of these accents out from the page, okay? Now remember, the accents are also drawn to scale, okay, as well as the house's scale. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my stove, because I'm going to set up, I know I need a stove, so I'm going to take that. And again, if you wanted to color these, you could color them before you glue them in place. That's up to you. Alright, and the stove doesn't have anything on it as far as lettering, because, well, we got to know that that's a stove, okay? So my stove is going to go into my kitchen, and I want to take that and say, okay, I'm required, everybody wants to have a stove in their kitchen, so I'm going to put that over there. And then I'm going to have some kitchen shelves, okay? So the kitchen shelves are set up so that you can cut to your desired size. So I'm just going to cut out the whole string of kitchen shelves, okay? And you'll see that they're about a little over a centimeter, which means they're about a foot and a little bit more. They're probably about 32 inches if you measure them exactly, somewhere in there, 3 feet. Okay, 36 inches if you scaled them out. So I'm going to cut my kitchen shelf out, okay? And then this can be cut to whatever length I want when I put it into my kitchen, all right? So I put that off to the side. And then I'm going to need a refrigerator. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cut my refrigerator out. And I'll have that ready to go. And I just kind of zip it around there like so. There you go. And I'm good to go. So I have my stove, my refrigerator, and of course, you should have everything, including the kitchen sink. So I come over here and I take out my kitchen sink, get it cut to size. Okay. And snip, snip, snip. Cut it to size. Okay. And so now I have my kitchen sink, my refrigerator, and my stove. You have a kitchen island. You might want it. You have the option for a kitchen island. You have the option for a microwave. You have a closet. You can put a little pantry in your kitchen. You can see that when I did my kitchen, I actually have my sink below the window. I have my table, my stove, my refrigerator, and my cupboard right here, and my entrance to the bathroom. So you can see how I laid out mine. You can do it any way you want. But once you get your accents cut out, you begin to then move them where you want them in terms of windows and walls and stuff like that, okay? Now, once they're in place, you can then decide on your counter space. How do you want your counter space laid out, okay? So this is how you would take and put your kitchen together. Then you might want to move into your bedroom and say, okay, well, you know, you're going to have to cut out your bedroom, okay? Bedroom set. And so you'd cut out your bed. If you want to make it just a twin instead of a queen, you could cut it in half, I guess, okay? It's up to you. Okay, so we take that, cut it out, and if you make it smaller, obviously, then you have room for a nightstand or something. And then I can take this and I can put it in my bedroom area. Okay, just like so. So what you're going to do now is cut out the interior accents. You might have already figured out how much floor area you have, or you might want to put these in, then recalculate the floor area. It's all up to you. Once you have a general idea of where you want things, you can then put some glue on them and glue them in place. Again, you don't need a lot of glue because this is rather thin paper. When you spread it around, it should look like a stamp that you've licked. Now, when my bedroom is done, I want my bed to be in the corner of the exterior wall. So I'm going to glue it down to the floor like so. Okay? And then I'd go and I'd set my kitchen stuff in place and everything so that when I fold my walls and I glue everything, my bed is in place where I want it. Okay? So whatever you're required to have or whatever you want in your tiny house will get glued down right now. Once you get everything glued in place, you now have the ability to close up all the walls. So when you do that, you need to make a decision. Am I going to fold this tab to the inside or am I going to fold it to the outside? That's really up to you. I like folding mine on the inside. So I'm going to put my glue here, like so, and I'm going to take this and glue it up in place. Okay. There we go. I got one side. Then I have an interior wall right here that I need to put glue on. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there, and I'm just going to run my finger up there. Now remember, I already drew a line right here, so I know where to glue it, and it's going to glue right into place like so, and I'm going to hold it. There we go. I'm going a little faster than I probably should, but there you go. That's in place. Now I can see that I have another glue tab here for my interior wall between bathroom and bedroom. So I'm going to put a little glue right there and get that glued into place. And then I'm going to also put glue on my floor tab as well. Okay? And I'm going to do that, and I can start gluing that in place also. Okay? So I get everything all set, ready to go.